Excellent. Excellent. All right. What's going on, guys? Philosopher here, back with another TCX live podcast. Tonight, all about E3. If you somehow missed it, E3 is the Electronic Expo. What the hell? What is it called? The Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Entertainment Expo.
Thank you. Boom. Nailed it. And basically, it's where all the big video game developers and console developers show off all their new stuff, either new tech, new games, new updates to their consoles, so on and so forth. Tonight, I got Tyler and Jared. We're going to be talking about things that we were excited about, maybe things we aren't excited about, and maybe even who just overall won it. Sony versus Nintendo versus Microsoft, all that good stuff. But nonetheless, before I start spouting about my thoughts, is there anything you guys want to jump out and talk about?
Well, they finally announced the release of Cuphead.
That's true.
It's been in development for how long now? 3 years? 4 years?
It's been a while, and surprising. Like, I don't want to, discredit them because it's only a 2D game, but it's just surprising how long it's taken. At the same time, this game does look very good. So
no, you have to think about the animation style. They're going back to the old style animation where everything was pretty much hand drawn.
Yeah, and it's only a soft release date right now. It's Q2 2017. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we're kind of in Q2 right now. So I don't know. I could be wrong.
It should be out by September or something. I forgot what date.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, there was a let's see, what was that? There was a mouse game. I think it was for Sony. It had a mouse with a shield. Moss. We only saw like a glimpse of a gameplay, but it looked the mouse looked cute and adorable, and it looked like a fun game. And it was.
What was the name of that game?
Ooh. It's called Moss, I believe. MOSS. And
you're right.
And another game which I still have not played the first one. I mean, I played the demo at GameStop, but they're coming out the sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah. I did see that. That looks interesting. I have the first game. I just have not played it yet.
So did I. I have it now. When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to pick that up. I'm sure there's a physical copy, and I was right. They have a physical copy for the Xbox One and PC.
Yeah, there's a lot of good, what's the right word? I don't want to say artistic, but a little bit more stylish.
Game like side-scrolling games like...
Ori, last year we had the Odin's game.
Yeah, it reminds me of Odin's Field Lettuce Field game. It reminds me of that one game that Jared introduced to me actually, Dust.
Oh man, that's a good game.
Love that game. I actually have now a follower now on my Furry Friday. She comes in every single of my streams now.
Nice.
Yeah. So one last game, which I cannot believe they decided to remaster. I think it's the stupidest thing you could remaster to 4K. So dumb. Ridiculous. I'm disappointed in this game company. I know Jared probably is feeling my pain right now. It's going to be coming out, I think, for the PlayStation 4. And the remastering again, Shadow of the Colossus.
Boo!
Where's my 4K ICO or ICO?
Yeah,
that was a good game, and they would do it.
It's far superior than Shadow Colossus.
No, why do you think they're making Shadow Colossus 2 and not Ico 2? Oh wait, because Shadow Colossus was part 2. So suck it.
It's a prequel for one.
Your mama's a prequel.
She is actually.
Yeah, I guess she would be a prequel.
Yeah, she is a prequel.
Historically accurate.
Speaking of, I wasn't dissing you. I'm just I spout the truth.
So,
I think you were trying to diss me. You just did a horrible job at it.
Sick burns all around. Golly. Well, speaking of shadows, there's a game that I haven't beaten yet, but I've enjoyed that I've played so far, which is the Lord of the Rings Shadow of the War, I want to say. Shadow of War?
This is Shadows of Mordor.
Middle Earth Shadow of War. Warrior. So basically, if you haven't played it, it's kind of like Assassin's Creed meets Lord of the Rings. Shadow of War. The first one was Lords of Shadow? Middle Earth Shadow of... Oh my god, I can't even think of the name of the game right now. But it was fantastic. Never played it? Shadow of Mordor and then Shadow of War? Oh my goodness, man.
No.
I heard it was really good. I heard it was one of the best type of those games, so...
Yeah, so essentially you play as this dude who's also possessed by the person who actually created the ring to rule them all, and you kind of go around like possessing all these like orcs and stuff and creating a small army, and like you get to take out... it's hard to explain in a short amount of time, but it's really cool the way they have like this... I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's like a revenge sort of mechanic in the game where there's these lieutenants and captains, and as you get stronger in the game, you can actually like dominate them and recruit them, kind of, and you can kill them, and eventually you like other people will take their place, but if they kill you, then they get stronger and they level up and they become like a higher in the rank because they killed you. It's really interesting how they did it, and it's a really fun game. If you don't like the Assassin's Creed kind of like it can get repetitive, but I liked it. The storyline was kind of interesting. The gameplay was fun. It definitely felt kind of Assassin's Creedy, but I'm excited for the next one. It was very well made, very smooth in my opinion. So that's something that I'm looking for. There's a couple of different games here, but that one. Just speaking of Shadows, you kind of made me think about that. That's one that I'm looking for. Before I go on to that topic, what is there anything that you're looking forward to, Jared?
Well, when it comes down to it, there's quite a bit that I'm excited for. But you know, the Shadow of the Colossus is a great one. But I just wanted to say, I was kind of shocked. I was kind of taken back. I mean, they announced The Evil Within 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Coming out on Friday the 13th, October 2017. Great.
That game?
No.
The first one? I thought it had something.
No. But hands down, my biggest shocker is pretty much that the winner wasn't one of the big three. It was actually a game developer. Ubisoft came out shooting all barrels at everybody this year, and it's not often that you watch the E3 press conference or the Ubisoft press conference or the Treyarch one, and it's just it's the same old. But Ubisoft came out of left field with some great things, announcing Assassin's Creed Origin, to try to reboot the franchise. Far Cry 5, showing the dog and stuff. The fact that they're working with that Mario and Rabbids game. And then the biggest shocker, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely not the game I'm thinking of. I was looking at my Evil Dead game.
Yeah, so with Beyond Evil Beyond Evil 2, that the last game came out like what, in 2000 or something like that?
For the PlayStation 1, yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually a big deal in my opinion. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I heard about that. And I don't want to get too far into the topic of this, but I mean, while we're talking about it, there's so many things to make me, wonder how it's going to do. But what were your initial reactions from did you see the trailer?
Yes, I did. And I watched it recently.
What was your reaction to it?
I was shocked. I was amazed. I thought, if this is the direction they want to take the game, it's a great direction. I think the game itself, Beyond Good and Evil, was just a very, people talk a lot about, Shenmue, was a great childhood game. For me, I had the PlayStation. It was like Beyond Good and Evil was like a PlayStation only, and the game Fear Factor or Fear Effect.
There you go.
One of those two, I forget. Was one of those PlayStation only games that tested you. It was great. I really enjoyed it, and finally a proper sequel after years.
Yeah, I'm actually watching this cutscene now, and I will say that the animation and the CG is really well done.
It's all about storytelling too, I think. And if the storytelling is good, then this game is going to be the best.
Yeah, it's good. There's a few surprising games that make me kind of happy.
Beyond Good and Evil, that's the one with the female on the case, right?
Yeah, with like the big boots and stuff.
I'm okay.
Oh, well, let me ask you this: since it's been so long, and maybe they already have done one, and I don't know about it, but do you think they're going to do like an HD release of Good and Evil 1?
They released it on the PlayStation.
On
I don't know if
Xbox.
it was an HD
On PS4?
Yeah, or PlayStation 3. And I don't know if it was I don't think it was HD, but I mean, good game.
It must be digital only because I'm not seeing the physical copy on eBay.
They don't make physical copies for those, so get out of here, you.
What we're talking about, I'm seeing it's also came up the Xbox, GameCube.
No, nobody wants to listen to you.
Jeez. Yeah, they did do a HD, but not for the PS4, I believe. So we'll see. I would wager that they would probably do like a pre-order bonus or maybe a special edition where you get the Good and Evil 1 HD version of it. 2004 is when the first one came out. That's a good while ago. It's a pretty old game, so it's good to see. We've been seeing a lot of revitalization of old games. I mean, we had Shenmue 3 last year with the Kickstarter sort of thing. Granted, it did get pushed back for people who are following it, which sucks. But I'd rather get pushed back.
Of course, it got pushed back.
Shitty.
Well,
so
they need to. They gotta make sure they mispronounce the words, and they gotta make sure it's so mispronounced we can't understand them.
They gotta get the voice acting really cheesy. It's hard to do.
Here's my question though: with Shenmue, do you think it's gonna get overhyped? Do you think the fans have overhyped that game so much that your guys' expectations for this game is going to be not there? I mean, you're expecting the same classic feel of Shenmue 1 and 2 with bad dialogue and bad stuff like animations, but we know it's not going to do that. They're going to do it properly and have it done well. So, do you think your expectations are going to be misled?
Yeah. But here's the thing: I was never more about the really voice acting or the game. Really, I was really more into the story. As long as the story is good, I'm happy.
I agree with Tyler, but I also think that that's a very valid question to ask. Which I don't want to get too far off topic, but this is actually a really good question. It's a fact. I mean, and this is something that why I don't get excited for games nowadays is because of like getting my hopes up and then the game not being as good. The pinnacle of this being Brink. If you guys remember that game.
Don't say anything bad about that game.
but no, I mean that's a good question. I think that is highly possible because everyone's building. It's like reading a book and then going to see the movie and then being let down is kind of like how the best way I can describe it in a short amount of time, because it's been so long since this game has come out. But again, I agree with Tyler because I just want to have closure with the story. Like I can deal with like, maybe bad voice acting or bad mechanics if I can at least get closure to the storyline, because I feel like that was already written years ago. He didn't get the funds to finish that. So, I mean, if it was written in a book, I probably would have just read that or a manga. But I mean, I want closure for the storyline. I want to see what happens with him avenging his father. Like that, to me, the young child in me wants to see that happen. Like I do love being able to explore this world, being able to explore Japan in the first one and China in the second one, and doing all this cool stuff and these side quests and whatnot, even though they were really awkward and the first one had weird voice acting. But I do think that that's highly, highly possible. And I hope that doesn't happen because of how much money he made. But it's a realistic possibility. But as long as the storyline, as long as they're not trying to make a damn Shenmue 4 and I have to wait for another Shenmue that's not going to happen to finish the storyline, I'll be okay. I personally will be happy.
I think there will be another Shenmue game after the third one.
Okay, so what about this? I want to throw this out there. And I'm sorry we're getting off topic, but I mean, this. I wish Antonio and Ian were here because again, they bought into this. they bought into the hype as well. So maybe we'll revisit this. But considering the game came out so many years ago, right?
Yeah.
And that game sort of always talked about, like, had sort of the current type of technology in it. Do you think there's going to be a big adjustment between that technology between then and now, and then kind of take you out of the story?
That's a good question. You mean like a time skip, like technology wise?
Yeah, like, I mean, because you think about, like, he was using pay phones before and other phones in stores compared to now we have cell phones and FaceTime and drones.
I see what you're saying. I don't really think so. What year was Shenmue 2 was in?
Or
like
the first 2002. I will research that for you, but I'm pretty sure it was 2002.
I thought they were in the 90s, to be honest.
I know Shenmue.
Shenmue took place during 93, I think.
Yeah.
Shenmue 2 came out in 2001.
Okay.
But I do think that the era of Shenmue actually took place like in 90 something or 80 something, because it gave, like, as you skip to the chapters, it actually gave you a time in a year. Like, it gave you a date in a year. I can't remember off the top of my head because it's been so long. I don't remember that kind of stuff.
I do know they put something in there that was kind of odd for them to put in there, especially during the time he's in. If you look in Shenmue's house, he has like a Sega Saturn, and the Saturn wasn't even out yet. So,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I do. Was it maybe 92? That's something we have to look up.
That's a really good question. Oh man, that's a deep dive that we could go into.
I know. Exactly. I want to. That's why I'm like,
yes, we will talk about this.
Quote unquote, the philosophical entity of that question could go on for ages.
Yeah, we'll have to revisit this for sure.
But the other thing is, when it comes to games being overhyped and the amount of money, I mean, what if they decided to turn around and turn this into pay by chapter?
Oh,
like Final Fantasy VII.
That would cause an uproar because people already paid for their game. If the people who already paid get the full version of the game, fine. But the people who didn't pay get the chapters, maybe. But depending on how that goes. And that's for any game, really. But yeah, I think that would cause an uproar personally. As a Shenmue fan, I'd be kind of pissed if they did that. I doubt they would.
That's according to Wikipedia, they're in the year of 1986.
86, okay. Yeah. Because I was born in 87.
I didn't know the Saturn came out that year. Interesting.
There were a lot of like continuity things, but I don't think they're being serious about that, because you can go to arcade and play games as well. So River City Justice.
So it's going to be interesting to see, and I'm going to be interested when you guys finally, or if you ever get your game, and see if it lives up to the hype. Because I mean, I fell for the Mighty Number 9. I still haven't got my physical copy that they owe me. We as Mighty Number 9 community finally got a message from them a year later saying, "Oh, we're finishing the other physical copies that we owe everybody, and we'll be sending them out." It's been well over 2 years, like 3 years now. This game's been out. We haven't got our physical copies, and we haven't got any of our shit.
I think now we know why there hasn't been another Mega Man game.
Yeah. But the other thing is on the other spectrum, Friday the 13th, amazing game.
I heard it was good. I heard there was some issues, but mostly I heard good things.
Yeah, I mean, the issues are you need friends to play with.
I
that eliminates Tavian.
I heard there was like a server issue that everyone was having.
Yeah, there was server, but I mean, they fix it as games get launched.
And it's an indie game too, so the fact they got the license to that was a horror series, it's pretty amazing.
So jumping back to the world of E3, was there any game that was announced that you're like, really? Or this looks kind of shitty? Anything jump out at you?
There was one or two. I can't Give me a second to think about that.
Sure, 'cause I have,
Yeah, one Minecraft.
Oh, okay. Minecraft.
It's in 4K. It looks the same though.
People have been saying it looks like a whole different game. I don't play Minecraft, so I don't know. So
Either do I. I played it once and I'm like, I'm done.
I mean, I'd rather play something like 7 Days to Die. Same premise and everything, but nicer graphics.
Mm.
And that's stretching it too. Here's mine.
Yeah.
Skyrim VR.
VR, yeah.
I was gonna say, like, pretty much all the Bethesda games in general. Like,
Yeah. Bethesda, I would say, shit the bed this year.
that's kind of unanimous from what I've seen. Like, they already had Dishonored 2 come out, and they released the DLC, which was kind of cool. I don't think they had any new IPs, except for maybe one that I can't think of off the top of my head. No, I don't think
I'm just pulling up Bethesda right now. Let me see here. Bethesda quickly bypassed no Elder Scrolls announcement. Bethesda conference was more than a little anticlimactic. No truly new IPs were introduced. They introduced Dishonored, Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. That looked okay. Like I said, the Evil Within 2 looked pretty good. But that's because, again, I'm a fan of the people who made the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Del Toro and whatnot.
That's a game I had to go look for now.
Yeah, but then the biggest thing for me was Skyrim VR. I don't know.
Now, is this the VR only for the PC or is it also for the PS4?
I don't. Skyrim is the game everybody wanted for PlayStation VR.
Oh, okay. You know what? Surprised. They did not mention in Microsoft. The HoloLens.
There was no like tech besides the Xbox One X, Xbox One X.
There's another loser of the E3.
What's that?
The Xbox One X.
I don't know. I'm debating if I want to go get that or not. I mean,
if you haven't already got an Xbox, then maybe, but the price is kind of high.
However, I saw some games for the Xbox. Like, hey, they're finally coming out with new games that's only gonna be on Xbox, if not temporarily. And some of the games really made me want to go get the. Well, I have the system, but now I have more reason to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense or not.
I mean, the fact that you have to have a 4K TV with this, they're making exclusive games just for that console. So now you're splitting up your market again from Xbox 360 games, Xbox One, and Xbox One X games.
Yeah. Here's another thing on the Skyrim note that I think for me is I don't feel like it needed to be mentioned at E3 that Skyrim was going to be on the Switch. I feel like that was kind of a waste of time to showcase that because it was in the actual Switch launch trailer. But no, it wasn't confirmed.
But here's the thing: it was not confirmed.
It wasn't confirmed, but
we didn't know it was going to work on the system.
But did you need to waste an E3 slot for that?
Yeah, so they can make the official announcement. We gotta tell people, yes, this will work. We're not lying this time.
This time, I don't know. I do think that playing Skyrim and Fallout in VR is kind of cool. I just think the overall presentation of Bethesda was like there wasn't anything surprising. There wasn't anything like, oh wow, like this is great. None of that. I will say to get back onto a more positive note that a few games that one I already knew was going to be a thing. The other one I didn't, which I don't know if I'm going to get an Xbox One for this per se, but Crackdown 3.
Nah.
I'm a guy who loves co-op, and I'm a guy who loves like sandbox crazy games on co-op. Like I love Saints Row for that reason because it's ridiculous. Saints Row like 2 and 3 were basically Crackdown on steroids and ridiculous. And the fact that they're making a new one and it's going to have Terry Crews in it, that's going to be a fun game. It's not going to be it'll depreciate really fast, but it's going to be a fun game to play with your friends. You level up, you throw cars at bad guys, you fuck each other up. It's cool. It's going to be fun.
So we're gonna be fucking each other. Okay.
That's what you're into. I mean,
Okay. I'm not getting Crackdown. I didn't like the first game, so I'm done with the series.
oh man, you're missing out. You're missing out.
Not really.
I've never played any of them, so I'm on the fence on that.
It's not a game for everybody, but if you're into just being overly overpowered, being able to just do ridiculous stuff, blow things up, and do it with your friends in a sandbox environment, it's fun. But if you're not into like sandbox games or co-op games, it's not for you. That said, if you are, it's fantastic. If you like games like Just Cause 3, where you played that like ridiculous mod where you can play multiplayer, kind of a similar premise. You're just overpowered. You can like, as you level up, you can pick up cards, you jump around and do collectibles. So if you like collecting stuff to get stronger, you can do that. I don't know how this one's going to be though.
I think Bethesda could have did a very fantastic job if they just released Skyrim co-op.
Yes.
That's it. That's all you need to do. You want to win? You want to sell 1 million fucking copies again? Release Skyrim co-op where you could play with 1 or 2 friends. That's it. A party of 3. Jack up the difficulty a little bit, and there you go. And the difficulty goes up with every new member you have in your party. A group of 3. That's it. Bethesda, you'd make billions again.
But
I agree.
They'll be telling us then get Elder Scrolls Online.
No,
that's what they were telling us. I know it's garbage, but that's what they're going to tell us. I guarantee it.
Yeah, they should have done co-op before they skipped to an MMO. In my opinion.
What pisses me off that they are going to be, I think, re-releasing Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3, but it's only on the Elder Scrolls Online.
No. What they're making Morrowind an expansion, basically. So I mean, if you think like the Warcraft or StarCraft games, they're basically doing an expansion that has the world of Morrowind in it. So it's not going to be the game of Morrowind. It's going to be a Morrowind themed expansion pack for the Elder Scrolls Online game.
Well, it doesn't matter. I don't want to be online for me to play Morrowind. I love Morrowind.
But it's not. It's a different game. It's not.
I don't care. I want to play Morrowind without me paying monthly fee.
There is no monthly fee.
It's a free to play game now.
Oh, it is. Well, I don't want to do a free to play game that will cause me internet.
Speaking of missing. I know we were talking about this at E3. One thing that I thought was quite glaring, that was quite omitted, and I would say this cost PlayStation the win, is the fact that they had absolutely zero new footage of The Last of Us 2. It's like the game didn't exist.
You're right.
Almost. And I think that single-handedly lost them. I mean, they played it safe. It's like they had a checklist and was like, well, let's do this, let's show this, let's not overhype this. And it seemed bad. It wasn't bad, it just seemed very, I guess, clinical, methodical, and safe.
So there was one game that I think was already announced for PlayStation. I think it was already confirmed, but I was still excited to hear about it being shown, which was Ni no Kuni 2. I don't know if you guys played the first Ni no Kuni, but this was
an RPG or something?
Yes, this is an RPG. This was a love child of was it Level 5?
Hayao Miyazaki?
Yeah, Hayao Miyazaki and Level 5 Studio. Level 5? God.
I actually have the game, but I couldn't get into it. But then again, I never passed really the beginning, to be honest.
It starts off a little slow, but it's just it was a breath of fresh air in a world where there wasn't a lot of JRPGs, and it kind of combined like a little bit of Pokemon, and it had like this Hayao Miyazaki wonderful, what's the word, like fantastical feel to it.
That's because he helped on it.
Yeah, no, he did the story, and he did he directed the artwork, I believe.
Yes.
And it was really refreshing, and I never got a chance to beat that first game because I wound up moving and a lot of stuff happened, and I want to go back and play that game, and I feel like this is kind of that motivation to go back and play it. And I wouldn't be too upset if they re-release it on PlayStation 3 or 4, but if they don't, then I still have my PS3. I can go back and play it. But I'm excited to see that game come out. I want more JRPGs like that to come out.
Well,
Yeah.
have you tried Persona 5 yet?
I have not. That is on my.
Go and play it.
Okay, I'll
It's
be
my
right
pick. It's my pick for game of the year already.
back. Wow.
I spent 115 hours on that game to beat it the first time.
Well, let me ask you this: do you have a Switch?
Yes.
What did you think of the Breath of the Wild DLC?
I totally missed that, and I haven't really touched that game since really the last podcast. No, I actually streamed it for 1 hour for Furry Friday because someone asked me to. But again, it's not much for me to say about the game. It's good. It's nothing I can add to it though. You need to ask Antonio.
Yeah, I'll have to get him next time.
Yes.
That's hiding from us.
Oh, what you guys think of the new Metroid game they announced?
The Metroid Prime, was it 4?
I believe so, and I believe there's also a new 3DS Metroid, if I'm not mistaken.
So the 3DS one, Samus Returns. That's the one that I saw. I liked that game. I liked the traditional 2D side-scrolling Metroid game, and I watched the footage of that, which I wouldn't say it was cringeworthy, but the girl couldn't beat that boss that one time, and but the game looked really cool. I liked it. They have a new counter move, so it looks like the old school and the new school, a good mixture of the two. So I'm actually, I don't have a 3DS, but I'm just glad the game is a thing, in that they can still make old school style games, but for the younger generation. So I'm more happy that a younger generation can enjoy a game that I grew up with. Hopefully I'll get around to playing it, but I don't have a 3DS right now.
I could never really get into Metroid. What I want to go back is try to play Metroid Prime on the GameCube again. I think I lost I lost on the first level, and I found out I had to restart the whole level again, and I said fuck it. But what I play seemed like a really good game. So
I don't know. For me, when it comes to 2D side-scrolling games, Castlevania. I can't get enough of them. I love them, and they can just keep popping them out, and I'll keep buying them as long as they're 2D. I'm not a fan of the 3D ones, but you know what? When the 2D ones on the 3DS, I have them all.
I love the Castlevania games too, but for some odd reason, I've never beaten them.
It's because you're not a gamer.
Well, I try my best to beat the one on Super Nintendo, Dracula X, but for some odd reason, I get to a certain point and I forget about the game.
Sympathy of the Night,
which I just got recently.
There you go.
Enjoy
that one, and that one you'll fall in love with it. Remember, find the glasses.
Yeah. Oh, but I have been told that Saturn version was the superior one, though. For Castlevania Sympathy of the Night, I have been told the Saturn one was a much better game than the one on PlayStation.
Saturn?
Yeah, it came out to Saturn.
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't know about that. I've never seen it.
You want to put $20 on it?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, jeez, guys. One game I will say that I already knew existed. I'm not excited for. This comes to no surprise from anybody, but if you look at the back of my wall, or my wall over here,
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yes, Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm not excited for that.
You're not? I mean, come on.
No.
I have the video games too.
No, the actual game that I'm talking about is Metal Gear Survive. I guess they showed some stuff off this year, or at least they talked about it, or had another sort of trailer or something. And again, I'm very disinterested in this game. If you haven't seen the whole conversation with me and everybody talking about the issue, there's a podcast. I'll try to link it below where we talk about Hideo Kojima, the creator of Metal Gear, and Konami, and this whole crap that happened. The whole hashtag fuck Konami.
I heard Konami's not over. I think they're still screwing over Kojima too.
Oh yeah. Hey, by the way, a big fuck you to Tyler there. The Castlevania game is in Japanese only. Cocksucker doesn't count.
It does count.
Doesn't count.
I was gonna say I think it was Japan only, but
It does count.
Doesn't count. You lie. You're full of shit.
I'm not full of shit. It counts.
No, it's Japanese only. You can't read it. You don't know what they're saying.
That's right. That's why you download the translation online.
No. You play the game how it's meant to be played. You play it on PlayStation, and that's it. That's all it came out here for. You owe me $20.
No, I don't. Because you didn't agree to it. And we can play back on the podcast, too.
Edit this in. Yes. No, sorry, but what were we talking about before I found what I was looking for?
Konami and Metal Gear Solid and stuff.
Oh, yeah. What was your thoughts about that? The game, the new one.
If I remember correctly, it was the one with a bunch of zombies, all right?
Yeah, I kind of like...
Oh, fuck that. It's a zombie game.
The Chronicles or the Operation Raccoon City.
Oh, man.
Wait. Is that Metal Gear Solid, or are we talking about Resident Evil now?
No, isn't a game like that. I don't know what's wrong. Like,
I don't know. I didn't bother watching it.
Wait, so what are you asking exactly?
I don't know. Your face was frozen, so I didn't know if you were actually here or not.
Oh no, I was here. I was checking out the information on Metal Gear Survive, which basically, it's a 4-player co-op like Metal Gear game where it's like an alternate reality that takes place during Ground Zero. I don't know the full storyline of it because I stopped following it, but there is a trailer where there's a guy talking about it. Are you asking like what my beef is with the game or why I'm not going to play it or what?
Well, I want to know what you thought of it, and I wanted to know, is it like Operation Raccoon City?
No, it's more like Metal Gear 5, but more actiony and co-op. Which, again, I don't think the game's going to be terrible, but I don't think it should be called Metal Gear. This is we're kind of getting into the realm of like morality for me because I personally don't think the game's going to be made poorly. I think it's just not going to have the spirit of Metal Gear 5, so it shouldn't have the name Metal Gear. Or it's not going to have the spirit of Metal Gear because Hideo Kojima, who is basically the heart of Metal Gear, isn't going to be there. It's his baby. And so morally, I'm not going to buy the game because there's, like you have this thing against Capcom, and I understand that, whatever. For me, there's certain games that I'm just not going to buy out of moral, and this is one of those games where I don't like what went down. I don't know all the full details, but I just know that, I like Kojima and what he's done. He's a weird perfectionist, but I like that. But this game is basically just a shooter survival sort of game where it's like an alternate universe where there's like demons and shit with Metal Gear. So it has nothing to do with Metal Gear whatsoever that I've seen. It hasn't shown anything that actually relates to Metal Gear, but it just has the name Metal Gear on it because people might buy it now just because of the fucking controversy behind the game. People might just check it out because there's people like me who are just like, no, fuck this shit. And then other people are like, why fuck this shit? I gotta go check it out now. What's the controversy? So it's basically like, and again, you're gonna, you like the Ghostbusters movie, but it's basically people making a game. From my point of view, it's people making a game with the title of a game, but actually having no heart with the original title. So it's like the Ghostbusters thing where people went to see the movie because it had the word Ghostbusters in it, even though, in my opinion, and I haven't seen this movie, so I can't use that fully as an example. But in my opinion, with Metal Gear, if it does well, it's just because it has the name Metal Gear, not because it's a great game. But we'll see. We shall see.
If you want to use an analogy of a movie that just went off a license of something, House of the Dead.
Yes.
It could have been any generic zombie movie. It was a stupid movie. Anyways, yeah. What would you do if the game is good?
I'll acknowledge that they made a good game, but I still won't buy it. They're not getting my money. That's all I can say. I'm being possibly unreasonably stubborn. But there's certain times where if you don't want to give somebody money, you can't complain about a game and then buy it. Like I'm just not going to buy it.
Here's a question though. What if I buy the game and ask you to review it? and I'll send you the copy.
I might try it. I did not get my money. I'll say that. I might try it, but I'm not giving Konami my money.
I'm just saying I'll give them my money so I can send you a copy.
All right.
Just have to
do that. All right. I'll put it on the console explosion. I'll review it. I will say beforehand if I'm being biased or not. I can admit when I'm being biased. But yeah, I'm not giving my money. But if you want to send me a copy for me to try it out, sure, why not?
Half the stuff we put on the console explosion is biased, so there's no difference.
Your face is biased.
Street Fighter.
I can admit that I'm biased towards that game, and you are not. But nonetheless, let me not get too far off topic. I've had one drink. I want to make sure I stay on topic here.
I want to talk about how Star Wars Battlefront 2 has no season pass.
You know what? Yes. Actually, I think that game actually was really surprising. They have everything that I think the Battlefront game needed. They have the single player campaign thing that they're talking about. They have a DLC that they're expecting to come out. They have Darth Maul. Great. They, like you said, the DLC that's not going to be charged as no season pass, which is cool. They have characters that they're announcing they're going to release, and they also have space battles. And then they also have like a skirmish mode too. And then there's no tokens to find the character. You buy the characters, kind of maybe more like Counter-Strike-ish, where you get money from killing people and you get rewarded by buying it rather than randomly finding a token and the craziest person on the team gets them in and just dies with them. So kudos to EA and I think Frostbite for making a Star Wars Battlefront game that looks truer to the title than the original one, which wasn't, I want to say it's bad, but it was fun. It was a great like spark of interest, but this one looks like they really stepped it up and they're doing what they should be doing with that. So good point. Yes.
Do you think it's a smart move on EA is it a smart move from EA, or is this going to be the new trend of game developers to start eliminating, if Star Wars Battlefront 2 does well, are they going to start eliminating season passes?
I think what they might do with this game is do microtransactions, kind of like Gears of War did. Gears of War 4. I think you can buy maybe some maps, but I know they give out some stuff for free. I have it for PC and I haven't bought anything, but you can buy like weapon skins and stuff like that, like a lot of aesthetic stuff that's kind of cool. So my prediction is they might do some possibly aesthetic DLC or maybe some sort of like, microtransactions where it's not as important. Maybe some experience boosters like League of Legends. I don't know. But I will say that I would like to see games stop charging for DLC if it's not reasonable in my favor. Like Call of Duty is a really notorious one. Certain MMOs, that don't have monthly subscriptions like Destiny, I can kind of see that because it's pretty big. They're doing a lot of expansions and they're also like continually online. So I can kind of see that as long as they don't force you to have the DLC, which
Destiny did.
They might have done the first one, but they stopped doing that.
With Taking the King, the third one, you had to get that. If you didn't have that, you had the vanilla version and the one with the one expansion, it was nothing. You couldn't play with anyone else. That was it. The game was useless.
Okay, they stopped doing that after that. At least I was.
After the third expansion because they changed everything.
Yeah, so hopefully Destiny 2 doesn't do that. They learned their lesson, perhaps. But yeah, I would like to see that. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. We already see it kind of evolving. Certain games that will not be said let you buy characters with in-game currency,
and come unfinished.
But I would like to see that coming back. I would like to see the whole overcharging for DLC thing leave, because I do believe that game studios should get paid for their work, but I do also think that game studios have been trying to put out less content originally and charging for the extra content under the guise of DLC rather than giving a fully robust game and putting their heart into a game.
Yeah, Street Fighter, you heard it right from Tavian's lips.
Yep, ain't that the truth, actually?
So Yeah. But all that said, are there any other closing thoughts to E3 that you want to add on?
One last thing, I'm actually excited for the I lost it. The Retron 77 by Hyperkin.
What?
They didn't announce it on the show floor, but on the we call that area people go to and they can check out things.
Oh, you mean like just what is it called? The showroom floor?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, the showroom floor then. Yeah, apparently Hyperkin was there and they were showing off this new Retron system, and it's dedicated to Atari games, the Atari 2600.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this. The reason I haven't played my Atari games lately because they don't really look good on an HD television. So now the fact they're coming out with something that'll allow me to have all my Atari games in HD format now, I'm really looking forward to it. My only complaint is I'm hoping they have some kind of switch on the system or some kind of switch on the settings, because there are some games on the Atari that you gotta switch like the difficulty on and off to make certain selections in the game. Like, for example, Indiana Jones, I think it's called the Lost Ark on the Atari.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, that's something that popped in my head just now.
I hadn't heard of that actually, so that's surprising.
I didn't think you. I never really considered you a Atari guy, so I didn't think you would know.
I played it, but I'm not like hardcore classic collector kind of guy.
Dude,
so.
Pepsi Invader, you should go and play it.
Oh man, I stick to 7-Up only. Okay, make 7-Up yours. Thank you very much.
But here's the thing though, 7-Up is Coca-Cola, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: the game was made by
Sprite is Coca-Cola. 7-Up is, I think, Pepsi. Hold on, I gotta check that.
Okay, this is what I was about to say. Pepsi Invaders was not made by Pepsi. It was made by Coca-Cola.
What?
The game Pepsi Invaders was actually made by Coca-Cola, not Pepsi.
Oh, well then. Interesting. Well, what about you, Jared?
Yes.
What last takeaways did you have?
Well, in closing, pretty much when it comes to E3 in general, I thought it was all right. I think it maybe a little lackluster. A little lackluster. There wasn't anything totally exciting. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Metroid games, and like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Metroid or even Zelda, and it just seems to be Nintendo seems to hitch their wagons on these two franchises the most when there's so much more. Like, I mean, I would have loved to see a new whatever that Ink game is with the Ink Squid kids. Splatoon, like something with Splatoon for the Switch, right? Like, I would like to see something a little bit more, new IPs again, right? Like,
okay,
that's what I would like. Well, just new IPs in general.
Well,
and
they just came out with that punching game, didn't they?
ARMS.
Yeah, but we don't need any more fighters. I mean, we're
it's
stuck with Street Fighter V for.
Oh shit!
another-
Holy fuck! Okay, I have some closing statements to make. Actually, I want to add on to what you're saying, but there's a game that I completely forgot to talk about that I don't know if it was announced on E3, but it was around the time of E3. But the Dragon Ball Z fighting game. Has anybody seen that game?
Yeah.
So this is made by the same people who made Guilty Gear. So basically, we have we have NetherRealm Studios making the Injustice games. We have Marvel. Then we have DC, and then we have Capcom making the Marvel games. Now, Guilty Gear, I think it's Arc System, has thrown their hat into the game. Said, okay, fuck you guys. We're gonna do old school Japanese comic books, manga, and put Dragon Ball Z on our engine and have these dudes make an anime style fighting game, 2D, a 2D Dragon Ball Z fighting game has not come out since the Super Nintendo. This game is actually pretty exciting and people are hyped up about it. I don't want to get too long into it because we're about to go. But if you're a fighting game fan, you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, and you might like Guilty Gear, check this game out. It's exciting. A lot of people have been talking about it all over Twitter and Facebook. They've been blowing me up about it. It's pretty cool. People, there's a lot of memes. There's a lot of memes like insulting Street Fighter and Tekken 7 and Injustice, and Marvel, and people just like looking forward to the Dragon Ball Z game. It's everywhere. So it's fantastic. To get back to what you were saying, or do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I do. Just to give people a little bit of aspect of, because I like Tyler. I highly doubt Tyler even knows who Arc is, let alone, what they've done, right? But to give people an idea, Arc, these are the games they've made. Double Dragon, Battletoads, Sailor Moon for the Super Nintendo, all the Guilty Gear games. Was it... Lately, yeah, Blaze Blue games.
What's
Blaze Blue?
What's Sailor Moon Super
games.
Nintendo game?
What's Sailor Moon? It just says Sailor Moon 1993. And the one for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
There's like a crap ton on the Super Nintendo.
In America, probably.
No,
in
not
America, yeah.
It never came out in America, Japan only.
All right, anyways, where I was, Blaze Blue, Persona 4 Arena. Persona 4 Arena Ultra Mix.
I actually have Arena, but I haven't played it yet.
It's actually a really well-made fighting game.
They're making the new Double Dragon, and then, of course, the Dragon Ball Fighter Z. So when it comes to Lineage, and X-Blades, that's a great game. If anyone's played X-Blades.
The inline skating game for the PS1?
But anyways, this Arc... hands down some of the greatest 2D fighting games ish ever.
Beat 'em ups. Yeah,
beat 'em ups. Like they're one of the best. I think hands down. I back the Arc and Atlas.
Yeah. So this is actually, people have been saying this a lot. We're getting into another golden age of fighting games. It's great. Again, not to spend too much time on this, but we have Injustice. Marvel's coming out, Tekken just came out. People are happy on all sorts of areas. If you didn't like Street Fighter, there is a fighting game for you coming out here if there's not one already out. So it's a great time to be alive for fighting game players. To get back to what you were saying, Jared, I do think I agree that overall it did feel a little lackluster. I do remember years past that I just got super excited just for the event in general. And while we did do an episode about gamer burnout and like not getting as excited, I don't think that's necessarily the case with this. I do think there was a lot of lackluster, and I think while I've gotten older, I'm more educated on certain things, like re-releasing certain games. But I think there were a lot of newer IPs, like 5 years ago during E3 when I was in college and all that other stuff. So I think overall there wasn't a lot of great things. There were a few good ones and some cool stuff going on. ARMS was another good display. I mean, we already knew about the game, but they showed it off, had a tournament and whatnot, which was pretty cool. But yeah, overall, not super exciting, but there were a few things that really shine through and impressed me and a lot of other people, and they're talking about that. So that's overall good, but for the most part, meh. So that's my initial thoughts. I'd love to know your thoughts, what you guys thought. Leave them down in the comments down below. Get that conversation going. If you want to see more videos like this, of course, hit that subscribe button and like this so that we know that you enjoyed it. But of course, I'm going to let you know where you can find these gentlemen. Everyone knows Jared, but I'm sure he has some things to add on, and then we'll also let you know where you can find Tyler. So, Jared, anything to add?
No, just check out Console Xplosion and all its wonderful, friendly, family-friendly links from Facebook, our website, to Twitter, to Twitch. Join us on Twitch. Want to win some free games? Join our guys on Twitch. Stream almost every day with people like Tyler. And, yeah. So, anyways, check us out. Follow us on Twitter. And, yeah. Street Fighter 5 sucks.
God damn it. What about you, Tyler?
Well, you can find me on Twitch, the Video Game Hunter, and I also stream for the Console Xplosion every Monday. Well, except for this past one. My internet was down. Apparently, I had to download a drive without the internet. But that said, I also have a YouTube channel, the Video Game Hunter 32 or Hot Anime 32. They'll both take you to the same channel.
Yeah.
And I also have a Twitter, VGH32. Tweet me, and I might tweet back as long as it's appropriate.
Even if it's not?
No, I have received some inappropriate tweets before.
Oh man, I haven't got any of those yet. I haven't made it to Hollywood yet. Then I'm not there.
And last, I also have a DeviantArt page, which I have my first fan art. Yay!
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Yes, yeah, and she's still drawing me too. She sent me 3 and 4 images so far.
Ooh, all right. Well,
on a Sonic style too.
Fancy. You got to go fast.
Mhm.
So, my name, of course, is The Philosopher. You can find me and all these great guys over at theconsoleexplosion.com, of course. If you want to check out my videos, you can go over to youtube.com/thephilosopher, spelled CYPHER. And then also spelled the same way on Twitter, if you want to hit me up directly over at The Philosopher, spelled the same way. Of course, thank you guys so much. This was fun to do. And again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one.